Hi guys. Tell me when you're in. Hi. Hi Jamie. Hi Long. Okay, so I sat at the computer and I'm going over because it's been sort of playing on my mind, I suppose. But I'm going over the Munchausen's by proxy. Hi Juliet. So I know I've said before that I don't think she's got Munchausen's by proxy, and I'm going to stick with that. But there's a few scary things in here. And if you go to the definition, it's scary. Let me read it to you, right? Okay, at time of diagnosis, the average person affected was 4 years. Slightly over 50% were aged 24 months or younger, and 75 under the age of 6. The average duration of onset symptoms was 22 months. By the time of the diagnosis, 6% of affected persons were dead, mostly from suffocation, basically, is saying, or starvation. And 7% suffering long-term permanent injuries. Okay, these are the bits now, right? I'm going to say that kind of like is worrisome. Okay, most presented about 3 medical problems in some combination. Anorexia, feeding problems, i.e., needing a tube to feed. Second, seizures, asthma, behavior, and most is failure to thrive. It's literally like it says here, failure. Most presented are 3 things: the failure to thrive, the seizures, and what else was it? Where is it? I don't know what that is. Blue skin. I don't know what that is. But if you look here on what she has said, and it's also as well that it doesn't necessarily, Munchausen's by proxy doesn't mean that she necessarily makes her kids sick. What it means is that it's they can embellish, they can aggravate things, they can do all these different things. Good morning. Hi, Susan. Well, basically, yeah, to get attention and or money. That's what it says here. But they say that most of the time, from Munchausen's by proxy, most of the time the symptoms for the child will disappear. 75% will disappear by the age of 6. Agree. But it's funny that like these words that they're showing on here is all terminology she's used. It's crazy now. So it's basically saying on here, this is just obviously one site, so I'm sure it can be wrong, but it's saying that most people with Munchausen's by proxy, by the time 75% of them, by the time the child gets to 6, it stops. Yeah. I agree, Juliet. Oh, financial, definitely financial. 100%. But isn't that weird that all of these are words that she's used? Failure to thrive, problems eating, problems drinking, where else? Seizures, behavioral issues, allergies, fever. Other symptoms including failure to thrive, vomiting, bleeding, rash, infection. Drinking Coke, but I shouldn't. Hi, Carl. Yeah. I just had to get on here just because it was like. Okay, so these are warning signs, right? I'm going to read them off. Right. So warning signs are a child has one or more medical problems that do not respond to treatment on or that follow unusual courses, puzzle and unexplained. She said on multiple times that they don't need, they can't find out everything that's wrong with him. Physical or labs finds that are highly unusual. So basically, if she's put, say, salt in a drip or something as equally as thing, a patient appears medically knowledgeable, fascinated with medical details and hospital gossip. Sound familiar? Where are we? Okay, this one's signs and symptoms of the child's illness may lessen and simple vanish once the child establishes. What was it? Establishes a relationship with doctors, because the kid can talk at that point. Yeah. There's on Steve Gray's Twitter. There's a home video of the 4th of July, maybe last year or this year, maybe. I don't know. You'd have to have a look. But that's quite an interesting thing. Isn't that funny though that 70% of Munchausen's by proxy stop when they turn 6? When was the last time he was in hospital? Had like brain surgeries and this surgery and feeding tube surgeries. Thank you. Exactly. And you'd think, right, if all of these things were true about the kid, right, then why has she not got more empathy? Why haven't she got more sympathy for somebody who just lost a child? I don't know, guys. Terminology. The term Munchausen's by proxy in the United States has never been included in description mental disorders, fixation disorder. You think that's weird that, like, need a timeline. I need somebody to do me a timeline of everything that he's ever had and to now. Like, I've been watching her now. Well, I used to watch her, I don't do it anymore. I used to watch it, I've been watching it for a couple of months, and the kid hasn't been to hospital, he hasn't had a fever, he hasn't had this, he hasn't had that. Where's his illnesses now? If he was this bad as a child that he needed brain surgery twice, I think she said. Thank you, Nathalie. Nathalie. I keep saying your name wrong. I'm pretty sure of it. Oh, you'd be surprised. It can love. You can mess with the equipment. You can the feeding tube. That's an easy one. You just tell him that he's just not eating. They do. They catch up. The preemies always catch up. It just takes a little bit longer for them. Have a look now, babe. Nothing's come through. I don't know, guys. I don't like sort of saying, oh, yeah, she has or she hasn't, but I don't think she's got it to the point of like she's purposely making him sick, if that makes sense. However, I do feel there's something not right, and I do feel like that. I'm sorry if I do. I find it so weird. Go to Webster and read the article, Joe. I'll give you time. Munchausen's by proxy is a psychological disorder marked by attention-seeking behaviour by caretakers through those that they are careful. Munchausen by proxy is relatively rare behaviour. It affects primary caretakers. Often the mother with Munchausen by proxy gains attention by seeking medical help for aggravates or makes up symptoms of which the caretaker, a healthcare provider, strives to identify. What causes the child's symptoms? A deliberate action of a mother caretaker that can cause symptoms. The person with MSP does not seem to be motivated by the desire of any type of material gain, while healthcare providers are often unable to identify specific, I can't say that word. I can't say it. I'm not going to. Cause of the child's illness. You may not suspect the mother or the caretaker doing anything to harm the child. In fact, caretakers often appear very loving and caring and extremely distraught over the child's illness. Where am I? People with Munchausen by proxy may create or aggravate a child's symptoms in several ways. This may simply lie about the symptoms, alter tests such as contaminating a urine sample, falsifying medical records, or they may actually induce symptoms through various means. So there we go then. So that's what I'm saying. I'm not saying that she's actually like doing it, but aggravating a child's symptoms. That's what I think she does. Hi, Cole. Hi, Bubba. Hi, Melissa. Who else did I miss? Hi, Sarah. Oh, it was an Ed one, that's for sure. It was a head one. I don't know, guys. That's just, listen, that's just my opinion. Nobody has to have the same opinion as me. I mean, everyone's entitled to their own. Yeah, that's exactly what it is. That's exactly what it is. But how can we stop that? Surely there's like in here, over here, say, hang on, 2 seconds. Right, I'm back. Say over here, right, there is, we've got like protective services. So it's called social services. So if we think something like that is going on, you'd ring social services. But if you think that somebody's manipulating the system, there's hotlines or emails you can call. Exactly. I don't understand. But there's surely somebody within the government there that can be emailed about it. I highly doubt for 1 second she's paying for that nurse. That's coming out of the government funds. Despite not caring. Yeah, there is. Check Facebook Messenger. Okay, come in. Okay. Go. Hang on 2 seconds. I'm just doing this. Two seconds. I might have something for you guys. Two seconds. Can you see I can only type one fucking finger? Okay, I've got to read it from the phone because I can't get it up on my computer. It needs to be reported that she got a damn nurse. That's what it needs to. I am here. I'm just smoking. Okay. Okay, guys, I'm going to read you something, okay? Right, you all. Right. I'm going to read you something, okay? Dear Vaughn, 3 years ago today, I woke up in a hum of machines. Several of them were lined behind you. all with different purposes in saving your life. You were so incredibly sick the day before I stopped breathing at home. And what? You stopped breathing at home and was rushed to the hospital. It was the scariest moment of your dad and my life. When we finally got to the emergency room, there was a circle of doctors around you, and you stopped breathing again. They whisked you to the trauma bay, a sterile large room, brightly lit, and almost stage-like area, where more than 15 people surrounded you. They incubated you. I also looked over and saw a tiny little belly fill with air. I was shaking. I didn't understand what was going on. Doctors assured you probably just had a virus, and that because you were so young, you needed a little bit help breathing. They said we would spend a couple of days in the PICU and hopefully be home good as new. That chilling morning, I woke up to a group of nurses, fully dressed gowns, taking your body temp and blood. They said your blood sugar was really low. In fact, I didn't even recognize on the glucose meter. When the results came back from the lab, it was 7, and the doctors said that they don't know how you were alive. I tried to read your book that day. I couldn't find it. My tears were too hot and my cheeks were too raw. I couldn't get a word out. My voice because you looked so helpless on a ventilator. When I looked down at your cute face, I could see gently sucking the tube. You see, all this it does, like, all this when he's little, to what degree, I'm not sure, right? But I do semi-believe it. Oh my God, what is going on with this? I don't know. I don't know, guys. I don't know. It did not say. This will not say. I agree, Callie. I think that's exactly what she does. I don't think she makes him sick, as in like feeds him sugar or feeds him salt or nothing that bizarre. That's it. That's it. Trisha, you just hit the nail right on the head. I think that's exactly what it is. She's embellished it and she's gone so far, but now she can't because the doctors are going to say to him, "You all right, mate? Where does it hurt? What's the problem? Tell me what's wrong." He's old enough to converse with a doctor. Because when he was preemie, right, there is not one doubt in my mind that he was sick. All preemie babies are really, really sick when they're first born. It's how it is. Very rarely you'll have a preemie baby and be able to go home the same day or the next day like a normal 40-week pregnancy. I am reading. Yeah, I think Trisha's right as well. Oh, for sure, she's a narcissist. But that's where I think that kind of the Munchausen's comes into it, is because she has got that. So then it's kind of then like she's using that to get more attention. because how much attention she got. I think when he was first born and he was so poorly, bless him, I think that attention she doesn't want to let go of. She wants to keep grabbing hold of. Could be a bit of postpartum. Yeah, it could be. I don't think you could be far wrong from the truth there. Hi, Ange. Johnson, can I show you a lot of my friends gave me explaining everything going on? That's exactly. That's how she started. That's how she started reporting on her kid. I'm not really up to date with postpartum. Does that go though? Does postpartum go or not? Or or is it a continuous thing? But yeah, she wrote them for sympathy. That's exactly what she did. She is sick. We know that. You cannot go right to postpartum depression. Just get put on top of medication. Okay, thanks. I don't know. I don't know a great deal about postpartum. Sorry, guys, I don't. So, so this could literally be another part of her postpartum not wanting to let go. Then, basically, is that right? Oh, is there more different stories? I'll read up on it, guys. Don't worry. Let's have a look. Postpartum. Oh no, postpartum. Okay. Right. Following childbirth and other known as postpartum, women may experience postpartum disorder that can affect their mental health. The high hormone change and fluctuations occur during and after childbirth. Can cause a mother to feel intense mood swings called baby blues. Effective 80% of mothers persist. Let's see if we can grow out of it. Probably is bipolar. No, she never interacts with a child, ever. Hi, Commander. Julia, I agree with you to a point. Yes, she's not the caretaking type, but I think she was when she first got pregnant and first had him. And I think that she has now sort of become what's the word, like it's like detached. She's just not attached anymore. She's just lost that thing. Where's hip? Oh, what do I mean? True. Oh, I gotta stand up. I can't sit on that chair. Too. Can't wait to get a chair. I'll go move this chair 2 seconds. I think that's the thing as well. I think there's so many different things to it. There's so many layers to it. I don't think it's just one thing. No, but if you want to send me some info, I'll certainly look it up. 100%. I'll have a little nose. Come and do mine. I finished my bedroom's done. I gotta go into the kitchen next, so the kitchen is next. Yes, please, guys, if you can all watch Leslie old ones, that would be amazing because at least she'll still get some revenue from that. Hi. I don't know why she's got them die-hard fans. I don't understand. Could be. Fair point. I think there's so many opinions out there. Hi. There is so many opinions out there. I don't want to label her because I think there's so many to label. I actually don't even know what label to give her because there is so many. Hi. No, I can see that. No, I can see that though. It's the fourth time. No, not that I can see. It's not coming up this end of the chat. Sorry, my dog's going off on one. My belly is rumbling. I'm hungry. Can you hear my belly rumbling? I wonder why. That's a fair point, actually. But why doesn't she talk to her family or her brother? You never hear her on about like her mum or dad or brother or sister. Like, do you know what I mean? You never hear. And at some point over a stream, like you get to know the person who you're chatting to on the other end of the line. So you know, like obviously you don't know a lot about me because I've only been on a little while, but you know like certain bits of my life. You know where I live, where I have a husband. We know zero. Yeah, I watched it. I The issue I had with it is when he should have got some more facts. I don't blame him, however. I wish he had got more facts from Steve first. I don't blame him, however, for not wanting to put his reputation on there. I don't. I don't blame him. That's his reputation, so I get that part. But he should have had Steve on and made sure that he got all his ducks in a row, especially for a channel of that size. Don't forget to like and sub, please, guys, if you haven't already, and share to your Twitters and Facebooks. And she haven't got a bloody personality to be opposite to a personality. Isn't that weird? She mentioned in a very early stream back in the day that her and her brother and don't really speak. It's Steve, her brother. That's funny. I think Steve would have done her an injury by now if she was a brother. This is too funny. It's hilarious. Can you imagine? Poor Steve. I don't think I could deal. Although you can have my sister because the chicken might look like. Okay. Eyes are coming. Okay. Oh, 5 challenges to employment whilst raising a child. Oh my good God. Are you a sister? We are a sisterhood of mothers with medical fragile child. How Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer changed my perspective on special needs children. I got to do the employment one. This is ridiculous. When I was a child, my goals were to be in the FBI lawyer, a famous writer, or a top executive of an organization. Never one time in my life did I tell anyone that I wanted to be a mom or a wife. It was just not part of my dreams or life goals. I successfully completed completed my degree in college. I went on to start climbing the corporate ladder when I finished at 22. My life was pretty successful. I bought my first house at 25, owned a nice car, and was able to live a fairly comfortable life. It felt like I was meeting my dreams. However, I met my now husband, got married, and we got pregnant within the year of being married. My plans were still to continue to work, but I was able to juggle a lot in the decade I've been in the corporate world, and I could mostly jiggle a child too. Unfortunately, that was not the plan for us. After my son was diagnosed with several severe illnesses, I was unable to meet demands of my high-pressure career and care for his significant needs. After 3 years of doing so, I left my job, my large paycheck, and started my full-time job as a carer for my son. I started to talking to other parents in the community of children with disabilities, medically fragile child, and noticed a trend was not one person were forced to make a choice between a career and their child. There were times I would sit up at night and wonder, why is this happening so frequently to the community? Slowly, I took stock of what was happening in this place, and then I realised, however, our unique circumstances can be incredibly incapacitated with work. And the fact, according to the survey done by the National Survey of Child Services, only 30% of parents end up leaving their employment to care for their child. This survey is just a sample size, was based on experienced community. Lack of daycare facilities with special need child. Oh my God, she goes on. Okay, what's this one? Unexpected emergencies happen a lot. In the first few years of my son's life, we spent a lot of time in hospital, missed a lot of work because my son would be in hospital for weeks at a time. As soon as he was out, he would be unable to be back to regular daycare as his needs had increased. Even more emergencies can happen. Many children who were medically fragile have equipment they rely on or remain alive. Equipment that can go back faulty or break, and thus our child can be intimidate help from professionals. My son is G-fed. It's basically it's called a gastrostomy. It's fed through the stomach, so he has a gastrostomy tube basically, and then they feed the tube in. If we feed it through the tube, poor physical stamina, numerous illnesses, and can send him into crisis at any given time. When I was working, I used nearly all my paid time off caring for him during these emergencies. So she's basically blaming her kid then for not having the career. Ticking time bomb ready to explode. Oh, for sure. Sorry, I missed the chat because I was reading all of that. I think that just that'll work. I do. I don't know, this whole like craziness. I think that's weird. I don't know, guys. I just think the whole thing's weird. Something's not right. I don't know what it is, and I can't put my finger on it, but it's not right. I think both Stephen Uni. Are you on the Stephen Uni? There's Britta's in here. Why can't I see Britta? I don't know, guys. Anyway, I'm gonna get off. I'm gonna be back in a bit, and we'll have some convo about the Andrew Glennon or whatever his name is. So I will get off for now, and I shall speak to you later. Bye, guys.